There we are, starting to get a little bit more morning time energy. I'm just recovering from the heavy workload of the split. Long hours. Just pushing, trying to manage weather, the stress. On Sunday, when we finished, right before this massive rainstorm come through, I finished early that day. Pulled the splits off, dropped in cells. It was 4 o'clock. Nobody in the house. I don't know where anybody was. But I sat on the couch for 4 hours just looking at the wall. It felt good. And it's taken a few nights just to recover. So now I'm starting to get geared on the next step, which is equalization, feeding, and mite treatment. I'm kind of tired of spending money. Spending. I need to bring some money in, but I can't let up the reins. The flow's over. Well, we missed the flow. So I have to do some feeding right now. And I should have been doing some feeding all along, but the colonies actually aren't suffering. They've been bringing in enough to keep them going quite well, actually. But now there's nothing, or very little. So I think I'm going to drop a patty on 1.5 pounds and maybe just flash the syrup at them. Give them a half pail or something right now, just to keep them going. And as we work through, maybe start sifting. Pull from the strong, provide for the small. I'm also going to try my hand at formic acid. And I don't know how to use the product because I've never used the product. I've always been scared to use the product. But the temperatures right now are, what are they, like high teens, low 20s, and at the end of next week, or middle of next week, I'll have to look at the forecast again. They're talking about high 20s. Boy, that'd be a treat to get some warmth. But I think right now is the time. If I'm going to use the product, I'm going to use it now, where I have the temperatures warm enough, but not too warm. Just kind of in between my major workloads. So the split is done. The colonies are pretty much set up. And we have probably 10 days, maybe 2 weeks that we're going to wait here until we start preparing for the flow, which might be a little bit later anyways, but I'm looking around and clover and alfalfa is starting to poke up. So things, I'll start preparing. We have the 20th of June. The 25th of June, we're going to be shaking bees down and adding boxes just to provide space, if anything. So I want to go around with these Formic pads. I bought a bunch of Formic Pro, and I did that early, so I bought it, so I'm going to use the damn stuff. And how much did I buy? 250 colonies worth, I think it is. I'm just going to treat and see what happens. So I'm going to treat with 1 pad on some, and I'm going to treat with 2 pads on others. Everything's in 2 boxes, so a brood box and then an empty box up top, which the bees are working up into. Should be enough space. Temperatures aren't too hot. Entrance is wide open. Time to make that next round. I think I found myself my new best friend. Isn't this just the slickest thing? For pumping heavy syrup. Only filling half a pail. It takes a few seconds. Perfect. So today what we're doing is we're going through topping up half a pail because I just flashed the syrup at him this time of year. We're giving him a full pound of patty because there's not many of those anymore. Actually, I missed most of that flow. So they're getting a full pound, and we are treating with Formic. Bum, bum, bum. Trying it out, trying to mix things up a little bit. So I've been working ahead, cracking the boxes, setting them down. Carrie's been falling behind, putting in the Formic Pro and patties. So far this yard, well, this yard needs to be mowed. But the mow crew is out. We're gonna pick, the next yard we go to, we're gonna pick which is mowed. It's gonna be a little more pleasant to work in. Can you tip that back to see what we have for population in that box? So we have 2 boxes of bees. Down here is majority of brood, and I'm seeing the queen just going up into the top. We're done the split now, and we've given her all the space she wants, so she's using it. But now we're also using this extra space it's not packed, you know. They're up there, they're using a lot of the frames. They've stored some nectar up there, producing some brood. Now we're going to use that head space to treat with Formic. So these 2, I'm just trying to learn what this product's all about. This yard we treated with 1 strip. And we're giving them some protein. I want to see if they eat the protein and drink the feed while we're treating them. Box back up on top. And syrup. But just for shits and giggles, we're going to treat 2 strips of Formic in these 2 colonies. I want to see what's going on with 2 strips.
You've got
Actually, yeah, can you tip that back? I'll clean that off.
oh.
Whoop. My monitoring board. Let's see if we have any mite drop. Good. All right, so we're going to use 2 strips on this one. So this spring I've treated with Apivar. This one received 2 strips of Apivar. So is that one. And my idea is I need to switch up my mite treatment a little bit with something else. And that something else this time of year is Formic. Something I've never done before. Pretty user friendly actually. I can take that. Touching 10.
That?
Yeah, just like that.
We want closer together though, right?
We want some. Yeah, I really don't know. But we also want to feed patties. Here we go. So we'll see how the bees like that. Food.
Some are careful.
It is about 19 degrees right now and windy as all get out. We can't seem to get away from the wind this year. The temperature is supposed to be high teens, low 20s for the next few days, and then at the end of the extended forecast, creeping up to high 20s. I'll believe it when I see it though. So we're looking at the first 3 days of this treatment needing quite a moderate temperature, and I think we're going to get that before the heat. But we do need some heat for this to work also. Let's see how they're reacting to this. You mind cracking that? So these are, like, this has gone on 10 minutes ago. All these entrances will be free once the whole crew gets around. Well, it is what it is. Guess we'll figure it out. They're on the patty?
They're on the patio.
Good. No kidding, they are on that patty. White on rice. These guys are driven down a little bit more, as are they. Right on it. That's one Formic strip. These are 2 Formic strips. They hardly even know the one strip's in there. Two strips. Definitely more of a flash going on. Do a random mite sample. See where we are at. There's some open brood in there.
Yep, there's a little bit. Mostly it's capped.
Mostly capped.
They've opened up a cell there.
Eyes looking at us. Oh no. That is sac brood. Let's take from the other side.
How many of these did you want?
Get all this, all those. Yeah.
Oh, everybody.
Good. Random. Let's see where we're at. Last colony shook 0. Shook a split, shook a 1. Got word from my brother that there are some bugs in the canola, so they'll be spraying. Hopefully they can wait until the wind calms down. They'll have to do it this evening, I guess. But I have a yard right along the field edge. As long as the wind is in the right direction, you just gotta turn off one section of the boom. But if there is no wind, or the wind's in the wrong direction, then I ask to keep a full width sprayer. It's nice not to find anything, Eddie. These are definitely hungry though. I think this is the right choice to make an investment here. VSH.
Yeah, cat brood.
They could probably use a shake of bees too. Nice. Wow. She's going. Be nice if we could find her.
There she is.
Oh, got her. Oliveira's VSH. This is a huckster queen.
You're already on the syrup.
Hungry. Is there any syrup or any food in that frame?
It feels very light. It is bone
in
dry.
there. Girls are
There's
dry.
a teeny tiny bit.
There might be some in this frame. Because 5 days ago, whoa, that is a hell of a frame to brood. Damn, they're dry though. Starved out.
That is beautiful.
That is an Emily Huckster queen. It'd be nice if we could find her. That's close to emerging, I betcha. They couldn't have starved out on us here.
Could be pretty much hand to mouth. Yeah, there's a hatch going on.
Any brood in there?
Emerge.
There is eggs.
Oh yeah, there's eggs.
Anything open? That's just hatched out though.
She was probably standing there tapping her feet waiting for one of the bees
Yeah,
to get
they're
out.
just coming out. Yeah. I'd like to see some open brood and make sure that they didn't starve out on us here. Wow. 1, 2, 3 frames brood. Just the corner of syrup there. It's not enough. What a nest.
Oh, eggs.
All eggs.
Yeah. All the blank spots are just
So
eggs.
3 frames of brood. This one might have some on it.
Oh, there's a bit of food here.
Just a little bit. Yeah, open brood there. She should be close.
There should be a bright green dot on her. There she is.
Yeah. Doing a great job. Any brood on this side?
Yep, open.
It's all open. Oh yeah, that's pretty lush. Man, walking on the edge though, they have just the corners of feed, probably hand to mouth. Anything in that foundation frame? No.
A little bit of draw out.
Well, they have
But
a
they'll
frame
work
of
on
feed now. Get them another frame of feed shortly. With that emergence, that's going to fill that box. That's going to be nice. Maybe draw some foundation. It's going to make me some money.